Well, the intro says it all. I somehow managed to win the Bhangra Boogie Cup. I hope I pronounced that right. But seriously, I ended up playing in this cup in the OCE region, and this was the most free region ever, let me tell you. I ended up getting 22nd, which is pretty close to actually winning the damn thing. So the way that I did that was I played, obviously, the cup on mobile, and I ended up connecting a controller, which, you know, some of you guys may think that that is cheating, but I'm not a controller player, and I wanted to have somewhat of an advantage going into this game. As you can see in the gameplay you're probably watching, I was playing at really low FPS. It was pretty hard to play, but we ended up clutching up and actually getting a few wins and getting a few eliminations. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over how to win this cup, because in my region it was super easy. You had to get top 1000, and honestly, I went and looked at the leaderboards. Only like 1,200 people played. Like, legitimately, it was that easy. Like, seriously, look at this. To get top 1,000, all you needed to do was get 4 points, and you get 1 point every time you load into a game. So all you needed to do was load into a game 5 times, and you would have got yourself the emote and won in my region. It's that easy.
Can't be that easy. It's that easy.
Anyways, I heard a rumor that if you actually leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel, you'll have better luck inside of the cup. Also, if you want to use my supporter creator code, if you're not using somebody's already, feel free to use mine. It is supporter creator code Micho, #ad. Anyways, let's jump on into the video. Okay, so let's go over it. So I'm going to be running some background footage of the actual game on mobile. So a few things to note. I used a Samsung Galaxy S10, which is like a pretty good phone, but it's not the best out there. So my FPS was definitely going to fluctuate a lot. Like, I was getting anywhere from about 60 down to 20, which is fine. 60 is definitely playable. I can play with 60. You know, I'm used to playing at higher frame rates because I'm a PC gamer, but like, you know, 60 is fine. 60 I can play with. 20 is a little bit brutal, but it's fine. Again, I did also use a controller, and I know a few people are going to have their grievances with me using a controller, but realistically, at the end of the day, I don't think your input really matters inside of this tournament. Now, there is a lot of different placings for each region, so what I am actually going to do is I'm going to get them up here. So for Europe, it's the top 10,000, for NA East, top 7,000, for NA West, top 2,500, for Latin America, I didn't even know that was a region, but it is, apparently, top 2,500, for Asia, it's top 1,000, for Middle East, top 1,000, and for Oceania, my home region, which has already had the cup, as well as Asia by the time this video's up, top 1,000. So, top 1,000 in those smaller regions, really easy to do because 1,000 people, like, it was only like 1,200 people who played in my region, so it was free. Again, you needed 4 points. Now, if you get 5 points, you end up winning yourself the wrap, which is really, really cool. But there's a few prizes to go over. So basically, the top 25,000 finishers are going to get themselves the actual emote and the music track, which is, you know, what you want to obviously land yourself in. And then the top 3 point earners for each region are going to get themselves a OnePlus 8T phone. And then the OnePlus Buds go to the top point earner for each region. So 22nd place for me. I came pretty close to that, to be completely honest. The dude who won completely blew everybody out of the water in points, though. He was a bit of a beast, and I'm sure you guys will find that. But you're just trying to place in this, right? So honestly, it's pretty easy to do. My best advice for this tournament is to play passive. Honestly, if it goes anything like Oceania, and, you know, the points are based off that, realistically, all you need to do is make it to top 25 each game, which is super easy to do. So here's where I landed on the map. It's really close to retail, which is where all the sweats typically land. I landed at Pleasant, and half the lobby went there in one game. I would not recommend it. It was horrible. I got eliminated instantly. But here's where I land. It's a really good spot to land. You might have to 50-50 somebody in a few games, but if you can win that gunfight, that's an extra point. So, you know, from there, all you really want to do is just harvest up mats. Make sure you get a bit of shield. There's a few places to fish there where I'm on the map. And all you realistically need to do is just sit in a box, honestly. You can sit in a box and get top 25 really easy. Like, I would recommend sitting in a box, preferably on the outskirts of zone, in the middle of nowhere. You could sit in a bush, to be honest, but with the cup itself being on mobile, I know that mobile has a weird sort of auto shoot, and I don't know if that's detected in bushes or whatnot, but I wouldn't risk it. I'd box up just to be on the safe side. So my advice for this cup is really simple, honestly. Just box up, get yourself placement points. If you want to be aggressive and W key, you definitely can, but I don't actually think you're going to need to, because realistically, getting top 10,000 in Europe, that's probably going to be the hardest region. I don't even think that's going to be that hard. Like, realistically, I think you just need to make sure that you're getting top 25 in at least a few of your games, and make sure you're playing all 10 of your games as well. Now for me, I only played 9. I had a few bugs and I wasn't able to get inside of my last game, but it didn't matter because I was, you know, obviously getting W key placement points, and I got more points than I needed to get. So, you know, I ended up finishing on 55 points, which was actually 51 points more than I needed to get. But for you guys, seriously, you're not going to need to worry. So if you guys want a W key and go for first place, by all means, I'm sure you can probably do it 10 times better than I can. I'm pretty garbage. But seriously, like, if you just want to win yourself the emote and the music track and the rap and win everything that you can, basically, you know, if you want the emote, all you've got to do is just play for top 25. And again, the best way to do that is to literally just camp. Just camp, play passive, land in the middle of nowhere. Like, obviously, where I landed was a little bit central in the map. If you're not comfortable with that, there's plenty of other places you can land just on the complete outskirts of the map. And, yeah, you've just got to obviously rotate in the zone. The best way, in my opinion, to rotate in the zone is probably with a car, just because of how weird the mobile shooting is. They have that auto-shoot aimbot mechanic that I mentioned earlier. Seriously, if you're walking around, they can just laser you randomly, or you might get randomly sniped. It happened to me in a few games, so my advice is to just drive around in a car until you're in zone and you don't see anyone, and then boom, from there, all you got to do is camp. That's really it. You know, that's all there is to it. If you enjoyed the video, because I'm going to end it here, I'm not going to waste any more of your time, you know, I would really appreciate it if you guys could drop a like on it. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I would really appreciate that. But above all else, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Best of luck in the tournament, of course. And if you guys want any other guides on any other tournaments, I have placed in a fair few of the other ones. You know, feel free to sub and stick around with the noti bell on. Anyways, I'll see you guys in another video.